Ted Bundy, the devil in disguise. He was handsome, charming, well-dressed. But behind that smile hid a monster. This is the chilling, true story of Ted Bundy, the man America called the devil in disguise. It began in the early 1970s. Young women were disappearing, one by one, across Washington, Oregon, Utah, and Colorado. All were attractive, college-aged, and had long brown hair parted in the middle. Bundy had a method. He would fake an injury, wear a sling or pretend to limp, and ask for help carrying books or loading something into his car. Once they got close, he struck. He knocked them out, bind them, and drive off in his Volkswagen Beetle. What came next was unthinkable. He tortured, raped, and murdered them, sometimes returning to the bodies days later. For Bundy, the thrill wasn't just in the kill. It was in control, domination, power. Police had no idea who was behind it. The cases stretched across state lines. There were no witnesses, no oblivious, just fear. And then, in 1975, he was finally caught. Pulled over in Utah, police found handcuffs, a ski mask, rope, and a crowbar in his car. Enough to arrest him, but not yet enough to convict him. But Bundy was no ordinary criminal. He escaped custody not once, but twice. In his second escape, he broke out of Colorado jail by sawing a hole in the ceiling, lost 30 pounds to squeeze through, and walked right out in broad daylight. He fled to Florida, and then came his most brutal attack. January 15th, 1978. The Chi Omega sorority house, Florida State University. Bundy slipped in around 3 a.m. In less than 15 minutes, he bludgeoned, strangled, and raped 4 women, killing 2, severely injuring the others. He used a piece of firewood and a club. Then, he vanished again. 1 month later, he abducted and murdered 12-year-old Kimberly Leach. By then, the nation was gripped with terror. He was finally caught driving a stolen car in Pensacola. This time, he wouldn't escape. Bundy acted as his own attorney during the trial. He was smug, cocky, smiling in court, sometimes even flirting with reporters. But the evidence was overwhelming. Bite marks on one of his victims matched his teeth exactly. It was the first time forensic odontology sealed the conviction. In 1979, he was sentenced to death. And in 1989, after years of appeals, he was executed in the electric chair. Outside the prison, people cheered. Crowds gathered with signs. Burn Bundy, burn. Before his death, Ted Bundy confessed to killing at least 30 women. But the real number may be much higher. He didn't look like a killer, but his mind was a labyrinth of violence, manipulation, and evil. He once said, "I'm the most cold-hearted son of a bitch you'll ever meet." And he was right. This was Ted Bundy, the man who fooled a nation.